Welcome to the NLP UK Training Podcast. I'm Fraser, and today we have Jonathan Peach joining us, otherwise known as JP. And we want to talk to you today about the hidden constraints of some more conventional coaching models. So traditional coaching often promises kind of this transformation, but actually some of the models that we might be used to using as coaches might actually be hindering any potential transformation and actually giving us quite a lot of constraints. So, JP, I'm sure like me, when you first learned to coach, you were given models like the GROW model. It's one of the most common models to use. So G is for goal, R is for reality, O is for options, and then the W is the will. Do they want to do it? So we kind of use that. When I'm training the traditional model of GROW, I always say it's a framework. It's not linear. But so many coaches become so reliant on that model and they kind of stick to that structure. They have to start with the goal. Then they do a section on reality, small as they can get it, because it's all about those options. It's about solving the problem. And quite interestingly, we did a taster session on 3 principles coaching a few months ago. And one of the people that came there actually made the comment, oh, this is really different. This isn't about outcome. It's not about getting to destination. It's about insight on what can I learn. What's your experience of that been?
Yeah, I think it's really interesting because I think enabling people to have insights, I think, is a critical one, because I remember my training, brilliant, and it was absolutely brilliant. I have to say, people I did it with, it was a 20-day program over 5 months. First 10 days was literally almost being skilled in the process.
Yeah.
And that was completely invaluable. But then to shift from, I suppose, day 9 or day 10 to day 11, when it all became a bit of a dance.
Yeah.
Now let's use that, and it's like, oh my God, what do you mean? You go there to there to there to there. You ask a question, always moving forward. What's the top or topic goal? But again, it's, for me, it's like what that, and when you're being assessed, or when you're going through your training, you are being assessed, you're being observed, and are you moving in there? Are you showing coaching? All this kind of stuff, tick tick tick, all that kind of, really valuable. But this is different for me.
Yeah,
this is taking this and just opening it up, giving you a bit more of a dance, so there's a bit more freedom for me. And actually, I think you get more authentic experience as a coach, because you're not, I'm not consciously now moving from letter to letter or this kind of stuff like that. We're going to see where we go and see what questions come up for me about. And I think I said to Steve in an earlier podcast, getting beneath the hood, enabling them to have insight. Because that's the true thing. Whatever these changes or whatever they want to go and do, they need some insight about them. And I think this gives you a bit of a freedom to express yourself and ask the questions without thinking, oh, is that a powerful question? Am I moving forward? Or is this showing coaching presence and all this kind of stuff? It's just giving you the opportunity to free it all up and have I think, as a coach, it's a much richer, more valuable experience than before. But again, without my coaching training, for me, I wouldn't necessarily join both together.
And I think, I'm not saying that coaching models like GROW aren't valuable. They absolutely are. But I think for me, one of the things that I found when I started to coach with 3 principles was that it just gave me more freedom to sit with something with a client.
Yeah, I think for me, I think it's a great word, freedom, because it gives me freedom of expression, freedom of question, freedom of inquiry, freedom of curiousness into what's going on, because I want them to have an insight, and they will have an insight on something, and suddenly it'll come up, and then we can explore it. And again, you don't know where you're going, you don't know where it'll end up, you don't know what you'll find. But again, I think from a coach's perspective, it's a quite freeing experience.
Yeah.
And I think from a coachee's perspective, based on feedback I've had since, not applying it, you don't apply it, you just a way of being, really, is, I think the common theme is that they didn't think it would go that way.
Yeah.
And it's just like, because I think even their experience think is you're going to take them somewhere.
Yeah.
And I've got no idea where we're going. I'm just picking it up for them to have it. And the question that comes up, so we can get underneath it, is we'll see what happens.
And I think the difference for me was when I was very much coaching from Grow, because I was so structured in my approach, it would mean that I would be looking to get them to a destination. There was still that little bit of destination pressure on me as a coach to get that client to that specific point. I think for me as a coach now, it's not about getting to a destination anymore. Completely different. Because the destination, like you say, quite often ends up somewhere completely different to where the coachee thought. And for me, I can't predict where that's going to go as a coach.
No, I've got no idea either. It's like you want to, I mean, I've got to tell, because you're trying to follow a model, and my attention span's not famously great. I might lose track of where I am, because I'm following a process. So, and I'll give you the tell now. If you're ever coached by me and I ever ask you the question, what's the best question I could ask you next? It means I've completely lost where I am. And I need to get a question to get me back in it. I'm much more present now with what's going on because of that curiosity and insight, kind of to get under the hood. I'm much more present in what I'm doing. It's not like, okay, let's ask this question, let's go here. And again, I do believe you will get loads from following the growing model and stuff like that, depending on what the client comes with. But for me as a coach, it's much richer and more freeing when I'm much more present, when I kind of, the experience is much better.
So I think I absolutely agree with you, that presence part of coaching. You know, we talk a lot about presence when we do our coach training, or, you know, when I'm training new coaches, I talk a lot about presence. And that's about how we bring ourselves to coaching as coaches. So every single coach is different. And it's so unique and so special to a coach and the coachee relationship that they have. And I think that's one of the things that you feel more free to be totally yourself once you really embody the principles.
Yeah, I think, again, it's like intellectual understanding versus body and experience. I don't need to intellectualize this at all. But again, the question, the presence for me is a demonstration that you're embodying it. And the coachee won't have a clue that we're now coaching. We're not coaching in a grow model. We're coaching in a 3 principles model, because there is no model. But it's an awareness and an experience for both of you that takes you in a completely, potentially, it will take you in a different direction.
So for anyone watching at home or listening, depending on which channel you're on, if you're not a coach, then having a coach that's trained in different modalities, like 3 principles, can help you choose someone that will give you a richer experience rather than just a one-trick pony. But it depends what you're looking for, and it's all about the relationship that you have with your coach. No coach is right for everyone. No coachee is right for every coach. So if you are looking for some support from a coach, speak to lots of different coaches.
Well, again, it's like lots of people think, okay, speak to 3 or whatever to find the one that works for you. But also it is, if you're a coach out there, you can say, I can't work with you in a way that actually I'm not what you need or I'm not what you're looking for. Because if you start a coaching relationship and you think, I'm not quite, but I want to coach them, it won't be a great experience for either of you. So saying no is quite a powerful thing. And it's, if a coachee ever gets a no from anybody, don't really, as coaches, we want to serve people in the right way. And one of the questions I always ask, from what do you need from me as a coach? Because I can adapt, I can change based on what you need. But again, if you don't have these things, who works best for you? Because that connection and that relationship will enable you to experience something completely different. You get the wrong one, or you're given one. And I've talked to many people who have been given a coach before, but they clearly didn't have that conversation before they started.
And it just doesn't work without that relationship. You have to have that trust, that connection, that relationship that builds up over time to help someone get to where they want to get to. And it's not about the coach, it's always about the coachee.
You don't ever think I'll have one coaching session, because that's pointless.
Yeah.
6 minimum, over maybe one a month. Again, it's a pull mechanism, not a push mechanism. I'm not going to tell you, right, you need one every month. Might be my suggestion. But if you think you're working on something at the moment, or you're interested and you want to do it more regularly to start with, and then spread it out, that's your call as the coachee. I'm there to support you, but actually, you need some regularity, because then that's where the patterns and the insight comes.
It's not just a one and done with coaching, is it?
No, I would not. If you ever do that, you never get that from me. I'd never entertain. I might give you might kind of have a mini coaching session as part of a chemistry session, or whatever you want to call it, but you wouldn't know it, because I'm not going, now we're going to demonstrate. We just have a conversation.
Yeah.
But again, for me, it's like, you need that longevity, because you'll even spot it with yourself that, okay. And then you'll get kind of, are you noticing the same thing as me? Because there's a pattern coming up. And again, I always say success leaves a trail, but also there's a pattern for stuff like that. And again, then that gives them an insight into how they operate. So might give them something different to look at. I don't know. But it's a two-way thing. It's a partnership.
Absolutely. And I think that's why people like you and I are so passionate about what we do, because we've got that real passion for working in partnership with people and seeing those great results over time.
Yeah, and you'll get lots of people saying, I'm a life coach, I'm this, stuff like that. So I don't get it. I don't understand it. I once did a session with a really good mate of mine who's my guru, really. He did a coaching skills for leaders course once in London, and I went to help him out to see what it was all about, and to help him where I could. And this person said to him, he said, "Oh, do you do life coaching?" And he said, "No, I don't, but he does." And she said, "Well, what's the difference?" I went, "About £300 an hour." Because it's coaching.
Yeah.
The subject, well-being, or anything like whatever you want to be coached, is your work, is your thing as the client. The client brings one thing, which is the work. And you can go anywhere you like, whether it's about your life. And again, there's an underlying thing, is like whether it's work focus or stuff. Getting under the hood will show that it's more about you.
Yeah.
And you apply that across your entire life. So don't ever call me a life coach. I'm a coach. I call myself a performance coach because it's all about you. But I'm just interested in you, really. I don't know what you call that. I don't.
You're coaching the whole person. It's not about, I could be coaching an exec in a business, but we might be talking about stuff that's going on at home, because the two things aren't separate. We're one person.
Well, it's person first.
Yeah.
So again, I work in sport, and it's like person first, person centered, whatever you want to call it. They're a human being first.
Yeah.
I need to get to know them, and they happen to be this, they happen to be that, they happen to do this, but it's the person I'm interested in.
Absolutely.
Because that's what we need to unearth and apply it to the stuff that they're seeing. So it's people for human centered. Again, you see the kind of trends, and you see about AI coaching or text coaching, because it's being text off a thing, and it's just like, it don't work for me.
There's no connection.
There's no connection. It's people.
Yeah.
Human centered. And I think that's where kind of, don't get me wrong, AI and all that kind of stuff,
correct,
brilliant, can enable you to do some incredible things, but it'll never understand the human being.
No.
We don't even understand the human being. So how the hell has a piece of technology got to do it? It'll enable us to do some brilliant stuff, but that human center to center, human to human relationship will never be replaced.
I don't think so. I don't think it's part of the human condition, isn't it?
Yeah. And again, I think if you look at it, I mean, I was talking to somebody the other day, and she said she'd spoken to some international strategist that said AI will be a thing going forward, and it will, obviously. But towards the end of this year, 2025, so whenever you're listening to the end of 2025, in the whole of 2026, there'll be a big shift towards human connection. And I think, but again, as a coachee, when do you get the opportunity to sit down with a fellow human being who's genuinely interested in you and spend some time exploring what you want to explore?
It's such a gift, isn't it, when you do get that opportunity?
And the one biggest gift, going to see people go and do stuff, or become aware of it, or see the insight that they never thought possible. I don't need any more reward than that, because for me, they're going off and doing what they want to do.
Absolutely. Jonathan, thank you so much for joining us today. So guys, remember to subscribe on the channel that you're listening to this on, so you can hear more great insights from us here at NLP UK Training. See you next time.